Yeah, decline? Let's hope, right? Are you predicting a giant decline in inflation in the near term, Karl?
I wouldn't say giant decline. Thanks for having me on today, Brian. Seem appreciate being here.
Well, it can't go much higher. I mean, I think the president made that point sort of last night when they were asked by 60 Minutes, is it going to go up? He said, well, we went down a tenth or whatever. It's not spiking up. But inflation is everything because the Fed is everything. And that's all we're talking about right now. So what are your expectations for the Fed? And what advice are you giving your clients right now?
Sure, absolutely. So as you pointed out, interest rates may not decline soon. So even if inflation is peaked, it's unlikely to see interest rates decline until inflation's under control. The most important point to remember and consider is that in the last 50 years, the Fed hasn't cut the funds rate while that rate is lower than prevailing inflation. And with CPI still over 8%, we're not that close yet. The biggest unknown, like you pointed out earlier, is that how fast the inflation rate can decline and to what level. Though the energy impact is lessened, higher food and shelter prices may take longer to change. So the Fed still has some work to do.
The Fed may have work to do, but there are still certain stocks you think can ride out this period of volatility. You like Nike, and it's one of the biggest movers on the Dow right now. Tell us the bull thesis here.
Oh, sure. Thank you. So the consumer direct acceleration strategy with Nike is still growing. Digital is, in fact, now 24% of brand revenue. Easier growth comparisons also should see themselves going forward because the China shutdowns and the supply issues should both anniversary coming up soon. One thing to step back and realize is that they still have great relationships and strong endorsement deals with recognizable talent. The price is off more than 40%, and this sets up for a good entry point for a long-term investor.
What are your thoughts about the dollar? I mean, a lot of these multinationals that have this footprint overseas, they're getting killed by the stronger dollar, which, by the way, is now at a 20-year high against the euro, a 24-year high against the yen. How is that changing your forecast for not just Nike, but even look at the tech sector? Some of the biggest names lost billions of dollars last quarter just because of Forex headwinds.
Absolutely. The movement's been fantastic. One thing, again, without predicting currency in terms of trying to spot exactly where the euro or the dollar will head, a lot of the pain has already been felt. I mean, we're seeing some, you saw some of that in Q2, and we should probably see some more of that discussed certainly in Q3. But you're right, it is a challenge, but I think a lot of some of what the multinationals have experienced should start turning around as we head into 2023, and we'd like to take a long-term view of that.
Other names you like, Visa and MasterCard, those stocks really haven't held up with the rest of the market.
Right. No, they actually held up better, I guess, during the sell-off so far. So they're not cheap, but the cash to digital transition has accelerated during the pandemic. And we've also now seen travel spending continue to recover. Kind of looking at the big picture, these are stable businesses that also have continued innovation, which gives upside to the future. So we still like those here for the long term.
Okay, Karl, we'll leave it there. Visa trading at $191. Appreciate your time.